Hey guys, we have this Samsung A11 phone here. When we plug it in, we can see that it's charging. So the phone is working, the CPU works, it knows it's charging, it can show a battery percentage. The problem is when you try to turn it on, when you hit the power button, nothing happens. We cannot prompt this phone to boot. So this phone is in for repair, but primarily data recovery. The customer really wants their data from this device. So we'll start by pulling the board from the housing. And once the board is removed, we're going to test the power button itself in the frame. We're going to use our multimeter and connect the ground pad at the top and the power button pad at the bottom, and then press the power button in. We can see that we get a reading on the multimeter. This means that the pressing of the power button is shorting the connector, which is what we want. That's normal. So the power button is fine. So what we have here is a known good A11 board beneath the customer board, and we're going to compare readings where the contact is for the power button on the board. So you can see 1.3 readings on the volume up, volume down, and power. Now we look at the customer board. The top pad is ground, so 1.3, 1.3, and we actually get open line on the power button pin on the customer's board. So this means that there is a break in the connection. Something's wrong with the way the power button connects with the rest of the logic board. So on the known good board here under the microscope, we can see on the reverse side of the board this power pad. We test it, we get the 1.3. This is the customer board. We test it and we get open line. You can see signs of corrosion, which can hint as to how this happened. But now we're back at the customer board. This is the known good board. What we're going to do is use continuity mode and poke around and try and find where this line goes. You can see at the bottom of this resistor, we actually find a reading on our multimeter. That means there is a connection between the power pad and the bottom of that resistor. So on the customer board, we can see there is no connection. We test the resistors, and they are fine on both boards. So there's no problem with the resistor itself. So at this point, we will confirm our discovery. So onto the known good board here, we check in diode mode. We have 1.3 on the power pad and 1.3 on the resistor. On the customer board, we have open line on the power pad and 1.3 on the resistor. So at this point, we know that we can run a jumper from the bottom of the resistor to the power pad, and that should, in theory, resolve the problem. So we'll use insulated jumper wire here and connect it. Once it's all connected, we'll clean it up quick with some 99% isopropyl alcohol. Now that that's all done, we'll grab our multimeter and test the new connection. So we get the 1.3 now at the power pad, but on the pin for where it connects to the frame, the power button, it's still open line. So that tells us that it's likely this pin runs through the reverse side of the board to that power pad and then to the resistor, but the break in the connection is at the power pad. So we're just going to skip it altogether. We're going to run a jumper from the bottom of the resistor, wrap it around the board, and connect it directly to the pin. This will effectively give us that 1.3 reading at the power pin and, in theory, solve the issue. Let's pop the board back into the frame and try it out. Prompting to boot, the phone turns on normally. We give it a second to boot up and make sure we can get to the passcode screen. At this point, we can confirm that this was a successful data recovery and repair on this Samsung A11 phone. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.